Hello, hello. It's James from Pipe Doctor Home Services. Good afternoon. I got the baby pool robot going in the baby pool with the baby pool heater. Yes, sir. And by the way, it's been a long time since I've mailed out a sticker. So if you email me, PlumbGuyNY@gmail.com, I will send you a free sticker. Just send me your name, your address. Enjoy today's video. Like and subscribe. All that fun stuff. See you guys at the end. All right, so it's Tuesday, just about 10:20 in the morning. Siri, I didn't ask you. So I was at this client's house yesterday. Their pilot went out over the weekend. They lost hot water. This is a 12-year-old Ream from the big box store. The pilot had gone out. I relit it. Originally it was flashing 7 flashes saying a gas control failure, which, when I turned the main burner on, it turned on and was running fine, but it might be hard to see. But the pilot's very, very weak in there. I also ended up finding some leaks around the relief valve. There's some leaks on the hot water piping here. And also this piping is undersized for this many BTUs of a water heater. So all things considered, especially where it came from, we're just going to be taking it out, putting in the Nao Smith. It is a 50-gallon. We're putting in a 40-gallon because it's just the client and his spouse. So there's no need to have, he wanted to downsize it, and obviously I'll do whatever it is to make our clients happy. But yeah, we're going to be replacing this. Going to get this swapped out, something larger. I brought some 4-inch with me. I brought some furnace cement. We'll get this cleaned up and have it look pretty nice when we're all done. So let me get set up. I'll tell you, I'm quite surprised that this moves by hand so easily. Now, this is the worst designed drain I've ever dealt with. We're gonna see if we suck any water. Let's take a look and see. Wow, okay. That brownness was just the color of water already in my hose. Now, it would be nice to reuse these unions, but with the condition that they're in, it's not really worth it. Because obviously, if these pieces were in really good condition, I would definitely consider it. But the fact that they're pretty badly corroded, we'll figure out what we're gonna do with this. Either we'll unsweat this, or I shut the house down and just put a new valve, because the orientation of it being back here is kind of silly anyway. But let's see. That is unsurprisingly loose. Considering the way this gas was done, I'm not surprised at all. Wow, that's really sketchy, the way that's hanging. And this is like practically hand tight with Teflon. Nice. It's crazy too because we're in Queens, so it's an even bigger deal. Alright, we'll clean that up after. We'll figure out some way of supporting this, because I just don't like it leaning the way it is while we're working. Alright, we're still draining down right now. I just zip tied the gas to the water line for now. Where are you? fully disconnected. Once we're done draining, we could haul this thing out of here. Maybe I'll start chopping away at that first, so then I could clean and vacuum up the area and then bring the new heater down. And that's all she wrote, folks. So let's get this silly drain closed back up. Just don't know, like, whoever designed it, like, did they think they were, like, you know, cooking with a brilliant idea of these plastic drains? Look at all the sludge that just came out from the bottom. This tank had never been flushed in the 12 years of its life. Yes, I am using a rotary bit because my flat chipping bit for this SDS hammer drill is at home in my garage. And I always forget to bring it in until I need it. Then I'm like, oh, let me make sure I grab it out of the garage and bring it in, and then I forget. But this works just fine. It's crazy how these older houses, the foundation wall, like this cement is literally just stone. Like there's just so many rocks inside of here that I'm breaking loose. It's not like, you know, just poured cement, but that's these old queen houses for you. See, I need to get the piece to be able to go far enough in there. I just did the service on this boiler a handful of months ago, so obviously I'm gonna have to wipe it down and vacuum up all this dust again. And that comes with the cost of doing things the right way. The neighbor has like one of those high-pitched sensor things, I think for like birds or whatever, and it's so annoying. I know I'll be at an age in some point in time where I won't even hear it. All right, ready? Pimp's in the crib, Ma. Where are you? Drop it like it's hot. One of my neighbors by me, they're not like right next to me. They're a couple houses down, but every morning when I drive by and I have my windows down, I could hear his silly thing going off, making that high-pitched sound. It's so annoying. It's like, I get you don't want birds or critters, but I'd rather deal with that than listening to that thing going off all day long every time something moves past it. Fixed up. Get you out of here. Okay. Everything looks good on her. No issues, no complaints. Beautiful. So what I'll do is, because we keep these water heaters stock, keep a 40 and a 50 at the warehouse. So what I'll do is, after this job, I will call our supplier and order a new one, just so we have it. Yeah, I had looked at the old water heater yesterday. I had come out, actually came here at like 7 o'clock in the morning because the client called. I guess he called over the weekend, but neither Daniel nor myself saw the message for it. But so anyway, I came at 7 in the morning. Like I said, I was able to relight it, but based on the condition it's in, I told the client our best bet is to just replace it. So I had 4 other calls for the day that I had to get to, so I had asked him if he was available for today, and he was. So here we are. Okay, I'm not bringing this down just yet. I did all that so that I can get to my hand truck. I can go over there. Come off. Just gonna unhook from here. Put that over there. Alright, let's get this old one. So I figured I'd show you guys this because Derek, that video where him and I did that indirect water heater together, when he ran back to the shop, I had him take the old water heater so that he could just drop it off so I wasn't driving around with it in my truck all day. So he went there with the hand truck, dropped it off, but he couldn't get the hand truck to unlock. So I told him, just leave the whole thing, we'll take care of it later. So obviously the spool that the rope is on, you know, is retractable. So what you want to do is click this lever like that. So when you pull it out, it locks it open. So that you're not struggling too much, trying to like hold the tension of it and make your life more difficult. Now I'm trying to strap the strap here. And then obviously you hook it together. I know it seems silly that I'm giving you an instructional video on how to use a hand truck, but so then you release that lever and that tightens it back up and it pulls all our slack back. So now this lever, you're going to go this way with it, and this one is going to go here. See, something's wrong right here, and that's gonna loosen and give out on me. So let's just loosen this real quick. What's up with my strap here? How did it get like this? Okay. There we go. Okay, so like that, like that. I wish it had 2 straps on it. Okay, here we go. Okay. All you have to do to loosen it is pull it tight. So you take the tension off this, let go, like that. Come around to your sides, pull the strap, and that's it. All right. Try something, because that big step is a pain in the butt. So I get this underneath to like here. Alright. And then I lift this up. There we go. Ah. At least now I can go up. Okay, fantastic. Okay, so I got the unit in place. Starting with the gas valve first, or the gas piping going into the gas valve. So we can see my height is obviously not lining up good. So I was going to use a coupling and a nipple to bring the T down, but I thought to myself, why not take the T off and put the union here, use that as my coupling, and then nipple T, and then go in. And it also gives me the opportunity to take this Teflon off the piping here. That. Come on. I love this wrench, but it lost that little metal, not a spring, but it's almost like a flat plate that like keeps the jaws pushed in that direction. A long time ago it had come out. But it still works so good. It's such a perfect size little wrench to keep in my tool bag that doesn't weigh anything down too much. Okay, get this silly Teflon out of here. People see threads and they automatically assume Teflon. I see that all the time too with like compression fittings, you know, like on a faucet supply line. Whatever, it is what it is. So now, if I do like this, and then this, that should give me, it might be a little too long, but we have to also make it all up. Alright, so let's see what that looks like. Okay, so if you ask me, that's a hell of a difference compared to what we had when we first got here. So now I'm just gonna put Teflon on the nipples that are sticking up out of the tank, because it's easier to Teflon it before you put the draft hood on. 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on. It's always so annoying with gloves. That's why you guys see me working barehanded a lot. I just prefer to feel things. Yes, you don't need to dope, but it's just a force of habit for me. Something that I've always done. I remember one of my first videos, I forget which one, I think it was the one where I was fixing a water main and like a water meter inside of a client's boiler room, and I made a comment about how I prefer using the smooth jaw pliers when it comes to like male and female adapters, and like people were like ripping into me over like, oh, it's not that big of a deal, it's not, just use a channel lock, be a man. It's like, okay, if that's how you want to do it, go ahead. Just telling you my preference. I don't like chewing up fittings that don't need to be chewed up. If I can make something look really nice, then that's what I'm going to do. And If that requires me reaching for a separate tool, I will reach for that separate tool. There's one more on this. And as always, wipe off our excess pipe dope. And so yes, now my water lines are wonky and out of whack, but I'd rather have the gas be straight and do the exhaust piping and then just fix the water lines afterwards, because that's much easier than trying to readjust all this other stuff. So with that being said, let's get this diverter hood on here. And we will start doing our exhaust, which I think I'll probably shoot back, like elbow back, and then over to where we are there. Then once I have it secured and supported, then I'll do my furnace cement. There's no sense in doing it now when I'm going to be playing around with that. So we'll get started on that. As right now I'm just sinking one screw in, just so that I can take a look at it. Nice, very good. Good pitch. Now, A.O. Smith's annoying, and I get it. They're a manufacturer and they have their whole testing procedures and the way they do things for a reason, but they want, like, forget what it is. They want like a 12 or 16 or maybe even 18-inch riser at the top of the heater before any turns are made, which I get their reasoning behind that. It allows for, you know, proper drafts to exit the water heater. But in real world applications, especially in New York with the height of our chimneys, it's very difficult to achieve that. And it's like, yes, in this scenario we could have made a low boy, a shorty work, because obviously we have the room for the width, and then that would have given us the height needed. But it's like, the other day I had called them, I had done a water heater under warranty. It was in the world's tightest closet. I had to take 2 doors off to get to the water heater. And it literally came up, went out right into the chimney. And there was maybe an inch on each side of the water heater as well, in terms of clearance. So I called A.O. Smith, and they were like, we'll process the warranty, but we need you to correct the venting. And I'm like, how do you want me to do that in this room that I'm in? Really, because it's impossible. Alright, so we got our 3 screws per fitting, per joint. So that's all good. We'll hit that with the cement, and we'll get this buttoned up. I'll tell you, it's so nice having fresh furnace cement. I have a bucket in my truck. I should just throw it out at this point. It's literally, it's rock solid. Like, it's impossible to peel. And last time I went to do this, I was sitting there fighting with it. And I was able to make it work. But it wasn't like this, where it was just like smoothing onto there very nicely. I heard some water. Beautiful. Fantastic. All right, that's done. Let's do some copper. you pop out like that? It's annoying. Let's see. Yeah, everything likes to move once you start pressing it. That was straighter. Well, there's nothing I can do about it now. It's already pressed. It's one thing I do miss about soldering. I remember I would specifically heat something up just enough to get the solder to liquefy, so that I could adjust something to be like perfectly level. You can't do that obviously with pressing. But it's fine. It is what it is. Yeah, look, I'm not here to reinvent the wheel. I'm just here to do what I can, clean work, without making this an overly complicated job and an overly expensive job too. Because look, I would love to sit here and cut, look at this. I'd love to cut all this out, but at the end of the day, we're here to do what the clients want to spend money on, and this is what they're spending their money on. Okay. I'm gonna get some more street elbows. Do that right into it, and we'll be all done. You guys were looking at this, you weren't looking at what I was showing you. I was doing this. There we go. Okay, so we're all set with pressing. Now, what I should have done before was, once I finished my exhaust pipe, I should have lit the water heater, but I did not. That's something that I like to do. Let's get this on here the right way. There we go. Okay. Let's do it like Daniel. You can hear it when the pilot comes on, especially if you have good gas pressure in the house. Like you can hear it once it lights. Let's give this a second for the light to start clicking. Let's move this up to the top. There's our indicator light, indicating that the pilot is lit. We're going to slowly let go of that. Okay, so that's fantastic. And now we will begin to fill this bad boy up. I'm in the process of looking at new tool bags, because I do love this Milwaukee bag. I've had this tote now for at least like 2 years, but oh, I need this. But it's just uncomfortable to carry, especially when I like really fill it up with crap. So I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to do with that now. Get this filled up. We'll get it fired up. We'll start cleaning everything up. Any other ups? No. Okay, just letting my testo warm up. Let me shut you back off because I don't need you on yet. Okay, let's fire this puppy up. I'm gonna go to A. A is my preferred setting. think it correlates to about 125 degrees. I've always set it to A. I've got to have any clients call back saying it's not hot enough or it's too hot. I'm excited to see what the draft analysis is going to look like. That is just condensate in the stack, and the flue piping that comes through the middle of the tank. It's just condensate dripping down to the bottom, just because we just filled this thing with 40 gallons of cold water, and it's a sticky day. You can tell by my water bottle. Alright, I will not bore you guys with this. I will show you what our draft results look like when we're all done. I'll whip out my flashlight for you guys so you can see a little bit better. That might be too blinding. Negative 12 thousandths of an inch in water column. So we have negative pressure in the draft, which is fantastic. I think yesterday when I tested the previous water heater, I think we had about the same, if not maybe a little less. I think it was hovering around 0.008. So that's good. I'm happy we have that negative draft pressure in there. I just need to vacuum and tidy up a little bit and load up everything, and we're on our way. Alright, got everything cleaned up. Shine some light on the situation. Let me know what you guys think. Obviously it's just a water heater. There's nothing overly complicated to it, but pretty happy with how it came out. We got some good pitch on our new 4-inch vent piping. Cleaned up the top there with the copper as best as we could. New shutoff valve. Gas is in. Drip leg. Slightly short, but that's okay. Combustion and draft analyzed. And a happy client. And a valve that's off. Come on. Come on. You're supposed to be helping me out here. Yeah, she's a beaut. Came out very nice. As I'm cleaning up, this will give it some more time to run. Come back in, check the status of the temperature of the hot water. We'll be on to our next one.